everyone, welcome to my stream. I'm Kalla and I'm glad you could be here with me. Sorry for the slight delay in starting today, I had a little bit of technical difficulties, but we're ready to get started. So, today's game is Taisho Alice, which is an Atoma game. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to play it. I'm not going to look at any guides. I'm going to answer how I would answer, and we'll see what happens. Probably not going to go well, but we'll see. So, let me know if any of the audio is a little bit off. I think that I'm not sure if the game is a little too loud. Do let me know. And yeah. So let's begin. Start from the beginning. Suddenly, you find yourself lost in a world of darkness. Where am I? I keep walking and walking, but I can't seem to find an exit. It's so dark, I can't see a thing. I can't even tell how far I've walked or how much time has passed. No matter where you go, the scenery around you remains static and unchanging. It's as if the darkness has consumed everything, all sense of direction, even the very concept of time itself. Were you to stand perfectly still and hold your breath, the only sound would be that of your own heartbeat. That's kind of creepy. What am I doing here? Who am I? You can't remember a thing. Not even your own name. Can't remember anything. Alone in the dark, fear and loneliness overwhelmed you. Hello? Is anyone there? If you're there, say something, please. Here. Was I always alone, or did I get separated from someone? I don't know. I don't know anything. You soon grow tired of walking, and yet every time you think to stop, something spurs you forward in spite of yourself. Maybe I'll find something just up ahead. Your morale is in tatters, and your legs are threatening to give out, but you press on regardless. What on earth? Out of nowhere, the darkness seizes you by the leg, threatening to pull you down into its inky depths. No! You struggle with all your might, refusing to let the shadows swallow you up. With no way to tell left from right, you run blindly forward. And then, after an impalpable length of time, you meet a young man.
君は
A young man with golden blonde hair and pretty blue eyes. And his name is... I finally found you! So tell me, who are you? What are you doing here? Do you know where we are?
そんなこと僕が知るか。突然現れたと思ったら勝手に人を押し倒して勝手に僕のセリフを奪って、君の方こそ何様ですか。というか痛いんですけど重いんですけど早くどいてくれないかな。
Wow, he's rude, huh? What's your name, anyway?
僕の話聞いてます？君、話通じない人？それとも僕の質問をわざと無視してまで自分の意見を通したいがために他人のことを考慮しない行動をする自己中心的な性格破綻者ですか？
Wow, he's really rude, huh?
だいたい他人の名前を尋ねるときはまず自分から名乗るものだって聞いたことがないかな。ってもう苦しいんだよ。
I mean, I guess that's fair. Oh, I'm sorry, I was just so happy to see you, I couldn't help it.
どいてくれてありがとう。 君がどれだけ愚かで利己的だとしても、完全に話が通じない人種でなくてよかったよ。おかげで僕は圧死せずに済んだ。
The thing is, I don't remember what my name is, or even what I'm doing here.
だから名乗れない。つまり記憶喪失だと。
Yep, clearly I have amnesia. Most likely, yes. I've been trying to remember, but for some reason I can't. Almost like I'm not myself. Everything's so fuzzy. That's all you have to say?
僕は記憶喪失かと聞いただけだ。君が身勝手に語り出した自身の状況から推察したに過ぎない。いわば条件反射であり、ただのレスポンスであり、社交辞令であり、そこに君への深い興味も、ましてや君への同情心なんてものは1ミクロンも存在しない。
Yeah, I guess that's fair. We only just met after all. So, what's your name? Who are you? Can you tell me where we are?
君もめげない人だ。人はそれを脳天気とも無神経とも空気を読まないとも言うね。
You're no basket of kittens yourself. Basket of kittens.
僕ほど素直で心優しい人間なんてなかなかいないと思うが、なんせ君みたいな失礼かつ無遠慮な人間にわざわざ自らの時間を消費して付き合ってやっているんだからな。気に入らないというのならば僕と話をしなければいいだろう。
If I didn't like you, we wouldn't be here right now.
君はド M か。
Listen, can we talk about you for a while? I want to know more about you.
普通は他人のことよりまずは自分のことを知りたいと思うんじゃないのか。記憶喪失なんだろ。
Well, yes, but look, I spent all that time walking alone in the dark, and now I finally found you. Of course I'm going to be more curious about you.
自分の名前もわからないくせに出会ったばかりの他人に名前を求めるのか。変わっているな。
You think so?
ああ、変わっている。変だ。おかしい。頭がいかれてるとしか思えない。
Am I really that strange? Oh, I know. In that case, how about you choose a name for me? Girl, do you really want this vaguely rude boy choosing you a name?
あ、ちょっと待て。話が飛躍したぞ。なぜ今の会話でそうなるんだ。
Well, you said it's odd for me to ask a stranger his name when I don't even know my own. But I can't remember it, and you're the only other person here, and on top of that, you want me to introduce myself first. So if you choose my name for me, I'll have a name I can introduce myself with. It's like killing two birds with one stone.
参ったな。
Pretty smart, am I right?
頭のネジが緩いを通り越してぶっ飛んでるとは思ってはいたけれど、1本や2本どころの騒ぎではなく、最初からネジなど存在しない空っぽで空虚で中身のないガランドだったとはな。いや、まあ記憶喪失なんだから当然といえば当然なのか。
Will you give me a name?
嫌だね。なぜ僕が君に名付けなければならない。僕は君の親か、生き別れの兄弟か。少なくとも僕と君の容姿は似ても似つかないのでその可能性はないだろう。
Then what will you call me?
君という二人称があれば事足りるさ。君が適当に名乗ればいいだろう。僕がつける必要性が見受けられない。
Okay, fine. Forget about me for right now. So tell me about you.
こうして話が元に戻るわけだな。
Stop dodging the question and maybe this conversation will get somewhere.
僕の名前は多分アリスだと思う。
You think it's Alice? Nice to meet you, Mr. I think.
さようなら、お元気で。もう二度と会うこともないだろう。
Oh no. Look, I'm sorry, it was a joke, okay? Please don't go.
僕は冗談が嫌いなんだ。見ろ、鳥肌が立った。今後ベタでくだらないことを口にしたら、僕は二度と君の言葉に返さないし、君と視線を合わさない。空気だ。いや、空気は必要だな。石だ、路肩の石だ。
Okay, I'm sorry.
わかればよろしい。
So, you're Alice, huh? Cute name. But you're not sure if it's really yours? Why's that?
どうでもいいことには勘を働かせるのに、こういうところは都合よく鈍いんだな。
Yeah, he's very angry, huh? Very angry. And rude. He's rude. I have amnesia and he's being very rude. Will you please just answer the question?
しょうがない。心優しい僕が頭の弱い君に教えてあげよう。サービスだぞ。泣いて喜べ。
Hooray!
つまりはだ。僕も覚えていないんだ。
So, I have amnesia, he has amnesia. And we're stuck in this void for some reason. Hooray! You don't remember your own name?
そうだ。君はここがどこなのか、どうしてここにいるのか僕に尋ねたが、これで僕がすぐに答えなかった意味が分かっただろう。僕はわざと答えなかったわけではなく、答えられなかったから答えなかったんだ。まあ、それとは別に、君の態度が僕を苛立たせたという理由もあるにはあるのだがな。いや、とにかく僕は気づくとここにいた。気づくと記憶がなかった。特に支障はなかったので、ここでのんびりしていたら君が現れた。君が置かれた状況とさほど変わりない。
Didn't seem like that big of an issue when you're in a world of darkness on your own with no idea why you were there. That seems like more of a big deal than you think it is. I don't know, maybe that's just me.
ただ、僕は君と違ってアリスという名前を覚えている。それ以外はな。
But you're not sure that's your name?
ああ、そうだ。とは言っても、アリスという言葉がそもそも本当に名前を示すものかどうか、それが僕であるのか疑わしいがな。そもそもアリスというのは女性の名前であって、男である僕がアリスという名前なのもおかしいのだが。
Alright. But that's all you remember, huh?
そうだ。それ以外覚えていないわけだしな。第一、君がここに現れ、僕の名前を求めなければ、僕には名前など必要なかった。君が現れなかったら、僕もアリスではなかったということさ。というわけでだ。今から君の名前は便宜上アリスとする。
Isn't it gonna be a little confusing if both of our names are Alice? You want me to be Alice?
そうだ。僕たちには記憶がないんだ。僕はアリスという名前を覚えているが、それが自分のものなのか、それとも別の誰かのものかはわからない。そこに現れたのは、同じく記憶をなくした君だ。僕は君を知らないが、記憶をなくす以前の僕たちは知り合いで、君の名前がアリスだという可能性も万が一つにもあるかもしれない。
Yeah, I guess that's fair. We knew each other?
僕が知るわけないだろ。
Maybe we were friends.
宿敵同士かもしれないな。
Or maybe we were in love.
それはないな。君は僕の好みから外れている。
Alright, you don't have to be quite so rude about it. I like you though.
それはいわゆるlikeというやつか。それともいやそんなことはどうでもいい。それでどうなんだ。アリスという名前は不服か。先ほど散々僕に名前をつけると言っていたのはどこのドイツだ。
That's all well and good, but now we'll both be named Alice. Kind of weird, don't you think?
じゃあ僕はカタカナのアリス、君はひらがなのアリスでいいだろう。それともカッコ仮をつけるか。アリスカッコ仮。
Nope, I'm good with Alice. Nice to meet you, Alice.
よろしくアリス。できればこれ以上よろしくはしたくないのだがね。
So what's your next move, Alice?
どうするもこうするも別にどうするつもりもない。君はそんなことを聞いてどうするつもりだ？
You mean you're just gonna stay here in this nothing? That seems like a terrible idea, huh?
まあ能天気な君のことだからここから出たいと思ってるんだろうが、無理やめとけ。どうせ僕たちはここから出られやしない。
What makes you assume that?
無理だからだ。論より証拠というがそんなものはない。強いて言えば第六感だろうな。君こそなぜここから出たいと思う？今までの君の言い分から察するに君はここから出たいんだろ？
I suppose you're right. I do want to get out of here. I may not have my memories, but I can tell I'm not meant to be here. I mean, why else would the darkness attack me earlier?
闇？
Yeah, before we met up. I was searching for an exit when it grabbed my leg out of nowhere. I thought it was going to swallow me up.
ほう、その言い方だとまるで闇が意志を持っているみたいじゃないか。
Come to think of it.
なんだ、ようやく自分のバカさ加減に気がついたか？
How is it I'm able to see you so clearly when it's pitch black in here? Isn't that kind of strange?
一つ気づいたようだな。利口には程遠いが、それでもまあ進歩には違いない。小さな僕にとっては取るに足らない一歩なわけだが。
Are you saying this is something you noticed right away?
当たり前だろ。僕を誰だと思っている？
A badass.
加点してやろう。
So, how does it work? We're not glowing or anything, are we? In this darkness, one would think we'd see each other as shadowy silhouettes, but to me you look the same as you would under ordinary daylight. Oh, I know. What about me? Can you see me?
減点2でプラマイ0だ。やはり君はバカだな。見えているから話しているんだろう。それとも何か？僕は今まで一人漫才をしていたとでも？僕は一人が好きだが独り言を言うような趣味はない。ちなみに先読みして言うが、いわゆる幽霊が見えるという体質でもない。まあ僕は記憶をなくしているから、僕が霊感美少年だったという可能性が万が一にもあるかもしれないがな。そんなに気になるのなら自分で確かめてみればいい。その目は飾りか？
You're right. I can't be a ghost. I have hands and feet and everything. Phew. That's a relief.
話がそれた。先ほどの話題に戻るぞ。君はここにいてはいけない。なぜなら自分がこの暗闇に同化してしまうのではないかと思っているからだ。そのことに理屈はあるか？
really. It's just a gut feeling, the same way you know we're trapped.
君が言う闇がどんなものかはわからないが、ファンタジー世界よろしく、闇が君を襲ったというのなら、僕はどうなる？僕はずっとこの場に留まっているが、君と違って何ともない。それはどういう理屈だ？
I'm not sure I can. All I know is there must be some reason it tried to devour me. Though I don't know if it was seeking me specifically, or if I just happened to pass by, or what. The only other alternative I can think of is, what if the darkness wasn't attacking me, but rather my body was attempting to assimilate itself?
闇に取り込まれたらどうなる？
I'm not sure. I think maybe I'd disappear, cease to exist, something like that?
そうか。なら少し質問を変えよう。君はなぜ自分が記憶喪失なのかわかるか？
That's an odd question to ask someone. But clearly I have no memories and therefore I have amnesia, right? Right? I don't know.
君は記憶を取り戻したいか？
Maybe? No, I definitely want my memory back.
君が君でなくなっても？
What do you mean?
君は今記憶を失っている。今までどんな環境で育ってきたのか、何を目標にしていたのか、何もかも覚えていない。いわば無の状態だ。ちなみに人間としての人格形成は遺伝の影響も多少はあるが、環境によるところが大きいだろう。つまり自分という存在は今までの経験や体験が作り上げたものであるということだ。そしてその置かれていた環境が一変した状態が今の君だ。つまり君は本質的には君であっても、現象的には今までの君ではない。記憶を取り戻すということは、眠っていたもう一人の自分を呼び覚ますということだ。君は自分が良き人間だったと思うか？とんでもない悪人だったという可能性は否定できないはずだ。なぜなら君には確固たる記憶がないんだからな。
Yeah, good point, I guess. Good point.
君は記憶を取り戻すとして、そんな自分自身を、過去を、罪を受け入れる覚悟はあるのか？
Yeah, I am. No matter what mistakes she made, no matter who she is, she's still me.
それは随分と殊勝なことだ。だが、君がもしも今までの君を受け入れたとしても、今までの君が新しい君を受け入れるかどうかはわからない。君がこの先経験していくこと、肯定したもの、拒絶したもの、すべてを昔の君が否定したらどうする？
I don't know. If she despises me, what does that mean for me?
自分自身の消失を意味するのだろう。つまりはどちらかが消える。
So, no difference if I were to be assimilated into the darkness?
そうだ。
To be honest, there's still a lot I don't quite understand, but I can tell that you're worried about me. Thank you.
はあ？
You're a sweet, kind-hearted person. I'm sure you don't want me to disappear.
なぜそうなるんだ？
Isn't it obvious? Everything you just said makes it crystal clear that you don't want to see me go.
君の脳内はお花畑が犯してできてるのか？まるで煮詰めすぎたジャムのなり損ないみたいだ。
Or maybe they made me extra special.
都合よく解釈しすぎだ愚か者。なぜ僕が会ったばかりの君を心配する必要がある？
Maybe you like me. Or maybe being alone frightens you.
いい加減に君と話すのも疲れてきた。いいか、僕は。
If that's not it, then Maybe you don't want to disappear. Maybe you don't want to remember.
なぜそう思う？
If it's not me you're worried about, then it has to be you.
君は本当に頭が悪いな。君はこの世界を一体何だと思っているんだ？
A really dark place?
想像力の欠如だ。もう一度よく考えろ。3秒待ってやる。3、2、1。はい、終了。
Oh, come on.
これ以上君のトンチンカンな考えに付き合っている義理はないので結論だけ言おう。僕はこの世界は夢だと思っている。
A dream? Is that even possible?
そうだ。僕に記憶はないが、それでも本能的に、本質的にこの世界は現実ではないということはわかる。ならば、この世界は何かと考えた際、一番現実的な答えが夢の中だ。君は闇に飲み込まれそうになったと言ったが、闇は闇だ。意志なんてあるわけがない。
How do you know that? You don't have any memories. Darkness might be sentient.
本当に闇に意志や目的があるとするのならば、それは闇っぽい何かであって闇ではない。では、なぜ君は闇に襲われたなどと妄言を吐いたのか。安心しろ。妄言とは言ったが、別に君が嘘をついたとは思ってはいない。だがこれが夢だとしたら、全てが肯定される。なぜならば夢だからだ。この世界が夢の中だと仮定すると正直何でもありだ。夢ならば闇っぽい何かに襲われようが、幽霊ツチノコネッシーなどといったいわゆる創作上の生物に襲われようが何ら不思議ではない。現実も理論もクソくらいだ。以上、僕がこの世界が夢であると思うゆえんだ。何か質問は？っておい、いきなりブサイクな面をしてどうした？僕を笑わす気か？
I figured if I pinched my cheek, I'd know if we were in a dream or not.
そうかそうか。なら僕も加勢してやろう。
Ow! That hurts, I think.
君は原始痛という言葉を知っているか？怪我や病気によって四肢を切断した後、あるはずもない手や足が痛む症状だそうだ。詳しい原因は分かっていないそうだが、体に受けたダメージだけが痛みとして知覚されるわけではないということだ。
Are you implying that my face isn't really here? Is that what you're implying?
夢で色を認識しているのはなぜだ？時にはうまいものを食べて、味や匂いといった感覚を夢の中で得たことはないか？別にありえないことはない。それは僕が知っているからだ。記憶しているからだ。自分の蓄えられた記憶、その神経回路の発火が夢だ。したがって、夢とは自分の記憶の断片の再現、再構成と言える。夢に登場する人物や場所は、ほとんどの場合、脳のどこかに記憶されたものだ。知らないものは夢でもどうにもならないが、過去に経験したものを元にして脳が勝手に作り出すことだって可能だろう。もしくはこういう捉え方もできる。例えば夢で落ちる夢を見たとしよう。衝撃で目覚めるとベッドの上から落ちていた。痛いに決まっている。というわけでだ、君がごく古典的で安直な方法でこれが夢かそうではないかを確かめようとしているが、実際に目覚めない限り痛さを感じようが感じまいが、これが夢であるという証拠にはならないんだよ。
Need to make this overly complicated, but I see.
まあ、どれもこれもあくまで仮説だ。僕の言葉がどれだけ信憑性めいていても確証はない。話半分に聞いておけ。これが夢だとしても目覚めなければ夢だと断定できないんだからな。
Suppose this really is a dream. Why haven't I woken up?
やれやれ、これだから愚民は答えを僕に求めるな。 僕は優秀な人間だが万能ではない。そうやって人に頼り、自分自身の思考をおろそかにするな。
You're the one who asked me if I had any questions.
仕方ない。ならばヒントをやろう。君は言っただろう。闇に同化すれば自分自身は消えてしまうと。それは夢の中で自分という存在が非常にあやふやな状態であることを示しているんじゃないのか。
My whole existence?
そうだ。自分が自分であるとわからない。それはつまり記憶喪失であることにつながる。ではなぜ夢の中で記憶を失っているのか。夢は自分の記憶の断片の再現、再構成と言えるというのに。
That's a reasonable question. Maybe I went to sleep questioning my identity, or maybe I wanted to forget.
そう考えるのが自然だろうな。
Is that why you're so convinced we can't escape?
その通りだ。君が闇に襲われたと言ったが、それは無意識のうちに自分を無に帰そうとしているのかもしれないぞ。そもそもこれが夢だとしたら、どちらが本物なんだろうな。夢を見ているのは僕か、それとも君か。
If we're dreaming about each other, then what relationship do we have in the waking world?
夢の中の不快で理不尽な登場キャラクターといったところだろう。夢ならこれは悪夢だ。正直、一刻も早く目覚めてほしい。
That sucks.
話がだいぶ脱線しまくったな。
Oh, right. Where were we? I seem to recall we were debating whether or not this place has an exit.
君はまだこの世界から出たいと思うのか？
Yeah, dream or not, I want to get out of here.
たとえ現実の自分が望んでいなくても。
If this dream is a fragment of my memory, then surely the real me wants to wake up as much as I do.
そっか。出口を探すというなら勝手にすればいい。僕はどうでもいい。僕はこのままで構わない。正直動くのも面倒だ。こうして他人と話すのも嫌で嫌でしょうがない。君が自ら去ってくれるというのなら願ったり叶ったりだ。
Won't you be scared all by yourself? Won't you miss me?
別に。
I'll miss you though.
君、自分勝手だって言われないか。
I'd say just you, but I can't remember. Get it? Amnesia?
君は人の上げ足取りが好きだな。記憶をなくす前もさぞや素晴らしい性格をしていたんだろう。
That's fair. I kind of feel like you deserve it though.
神様、仏様、古今東西どこぞのマイナーな神様でもいいからお願いです。僕をこの悪夢から目覚めさせてください。この人の話を聞かない悪魔からどうか救いたまえ。信じる者は救われるというが、神など信じずとも崇め立てずとも貴賤すら問わずに救うのが神だろう。
Let's look for the exit together. Two heads are better than one, you know.
それは君にとってだろう。僕にとっては君はお荷物だという可能性を少しでも考えてみたらどうなんだ。
And you might be right, but either way, I'm not going to abandon you here.
知っているかな。そういうのは余計なお世話というんだ。親切の押し売りは鬱陶しいだけだ。
I'm not doing this for you, I'm doing it for me. I want to be with you. That is a little bit selfish, isn't it? Right?
君にわずかながらの良心と常識があれば、わがままは良くないものだとわかるのだがな。
I'd say it depends on the circumstances.
君も本当に懲りないな。ある種の狂気であり恐怖を感じさせる。
Don't worry. No matter what happens, I won't let go. You're not alone. I'll always be with you. Wow, that is some serious hair going on there. Just look at all that.
手をつなぐ必要があるのか。なぜ？
Because
私が手をつなぎたいからだろう。
right.
くだらない。実にくだらない。僕は運動と無駄が大嫌いなんだ。この2つに共通することがわかるか？消費だ。運動は体力を消費させ、無駄は時間の無作為な消費だ。だが残念なことに、時間を有効活用しようと思ったのなら、それなりの代償を払わなければならない。動いている、息をしているということは時間が進んでいるという証拠でもあるからな。よっておそらく普段の僕ならば最短かつ最適な行動をとるところだろう。だがここには時間の概念がない。つまり思う存分無駄をしようが構わないということだ。急がば回れというが、急ぐ必要性すらないのなら、僕はグダグダと自分のペースで気ままに行動することを選ぶ。いいか、できるだけゆっくり歩け。急に走るな。間違った道を選ぶな。疲れたら休むぞ。
Got it. So begins the story of Alice and Arisu. Hand in hand, you wander through the darkness in search of an exit.
なんだ、突然笑い出したりなんかして気持ち悪い。気でも狂ったか。ああ、まあ最初から君は狂っていたらすまない。
You know what, Alice? I'm glad we met. I enjoyed talking to you, and in spite of all your protests to the contrary, I think you feel the same way. You're such a sweetheart.
僕は君といると調子が狂う。
And so the friendly conversation continues. No ground to walk on, no concept of time, no one else in sight, and yet, with Alice at your side, you don't miss any of it. You walk and walk and walk. There appears before you a giant looking glass. Crystals. Ooh, look at that big crystal. It's so pretty.
鏡だな。
It is?
水晶だったらこんなにもはっきりと自分の姿が映らないだろう。
You're right. I can see my face from every angle.
水晶のような鏡なのか、鏡のような水晶なのか、どちらかはわからんがな。ただまあ、普通とは違うのは確かなようだ。
Yeah, I mean, it's weird it's so sparkly here in the dark. Is it glowing, or is light shining onto it from somewhere?
それを言うなら、僕たちの姿が見えているのも不自然だろう。僕たちはクラゲか、ホタルか、チョウチンアンコウか、おそらく理屈ではないのだろう。
Maybe this is the exit.
鏡を見て即出口だと思う君の考え方は短絡的で安直すぎて理解できない。
I mean, in her defense, it's like the only thing you've seen that isn't darkness. So maybe it's the exit.
と言いたいところだが、この状況下においてはあながち間違いだと言い切れるものでもないのかもしれないな。だが、まあ鏡は鏡だ。ほら見ろ、普通だ。種も仕掛けもない。これが物語なら鏡を通り抜けて別の世界にとなるわけだがな。
What would the other world be like?
そっくり同じ。ただ何もかもが逆さまなんじゃないのか。この世界が現実でないのだとしたら、鏡の向こうは現実世界なのかもしれない。
What do you think it's like back where we came from?
さあな。この世界が夢であり、かつ悪夢ならばいい世界であり、いい夢ならば悪い世界なんだろう。 これ壊したらどうなるんだろうな。
Don't you dare.
別に少しくらい構わないだろう。もしかしたら壊したら何か起こるかもしれないぞ。だがまあ僕はやらないがな。そもそも僕はこれが何であるのかもどうでもいい上に、ここから出る必要もない。それに加え僕は素手で鏡をぶち破るような野蛮な人間でもないし、破片で怪我でもしたら割に合わない。
Well, I'm not going to break it either. Sure, maybe you're right. Maybe something would happen if I did. But on the other hand, maybe this mirror means a lot to someone.
つまらん。バカバカらしく。
そうだね。やってみる。パリン。
的なことくらいやってのければいい。安全圏に逃げ込んでいては何も変わらんぞ。
What was with that voice? But what if you got hurt in the process?
もちろん君を恨む。無思慮と無謀は愚かだ野蛮だと君を蔑む。当然だろう。
Maybe there's a reason this giant mirror is here. Maybe we can clear away the darkness by going to the world beyond.
はいはい、出た出た。人の話を無視する君の得意技だ。鏡を通り抜けること自体現実ではありえない。無双であり空想でありただの妄想だ。
But this is a dream, right?
可能だな。明晰夢といってこれが夢だと自覚することによって夢の状況を自分の思い通りに変化させられるそうだ。
If so, I want to pass through the mirror to the other side. Just as you reach out to the mirror, suddenly the mirror radiates a blinding light. Ah! When the light fades, the mirror no longer reflects you, but two other figures.
これはくそ、目がくらんだ。
On the left is a man with an expression as dull as cinders. On the right is a man with a Red Riding Hood pulled down over his eyes. Men?
こいつらが女に見えたのなら眼科に行くことをお勧めする。今眼科に行きたいのは僕だがな。どちらも同じ世界観のようだな。
They seem familiar somehow.
奇遇だな。僕もだ。
You prod the surface of the mirror with your finger, and it ripples like water.
いけそうだな。
Sure does.
さて、君が発言する前に言っておこう。どうせ君のことだから特に考えもなしにどちらかの鏡の中へ飛び込もうとするんだろう。鏡の世界が果たしてどういった世界なのか、映し出された人物が敵か味方かもわからない状態で何の確証もないことに挑戦することはひとえに無謀であり無茶苦茶だ。結果に対する深い考えがなさすぎる。
Yeah.
正直言って僕は嫌だ。行きたくはない。これは僕が怯えているわけではなく、僕の最初から一貫した発言だ。考えだ。僕は面倒事が嫌いなんだ。だが僕は君に手をつながれている。君は僕の手を離さないだろうし、このまま僕も鏡の世界に行くことになるのだろう。一連卓勝というが、正直僕にとっては合意のない上での心中と同じだ。僕は君と出会ってから少々どころか大いに迷惑をかけられて大いにうんざりさせられているのだが、これ以上君の言いなりになってわがままに付き合わされるのはごめんだ。だからこそ僕はあえてと。君はどちらを選ぶ？
Do I just like pick my route now? So the man with eyes as dull as cinders, or the man with the Red Riding Hood? Got any preference, chap? I'm kind of leaning towards Red Riding Hood myself, maybe. But I kind of wish this this choice gave me the pictures again. Man with eyes as dull as cinders. A man with a Red Riding Hood pulled down over his face. I wish I didn't have to choose without, like, knowing anything about them. It's knowing my luck, I'll choose someone that I really don't get along with. Right. Let's go for Red Riding Hood. I choose this one. Together, you and Alice reach out to the mirror. Then you walk through the glass and jump down into the looking glass world. Cute boy montage. Yep. But it made us pick one, like, instantly. One day, my mother said to me,
いいこと?あなたは他の子と違ってとってもいい子なの。だからお外で遊んではダメ。周りのみんなは狼なの。狼はどんな悪いことをするかわからないから話しかけられても知らん顔をしているのですよ。お母さんがいない間ちゃんとお留守番してるのよ。もし誰かがこの家にやってきても決して中に入れてはいけません。はい、お母さん。
I'm sorry, Mother. I'm sorry I didn't listen. I arrived at a house in the middle of the dark woods near the lake.
誰かいませんか?
But no matter how hard I knocked, no one answered. This was definitely the right house. There weren't any others in sight. Hesitantly, I twisted the doorknob. Strangely enough, it was unlocked. The lights were all off, but the moonlight streaming in through the window faintly illuminated the interior. And the instant I saw it, I realized the weight of my sins. If only I hadn't disobeyed my mother and gone astray, I never would have lost everyone I ever cared about. That's dark. Once upon a time in the Looking Glass world, there lived a man known as Red Riding Hood. He carried out each mission with a straight face, no matter how difficult they became, and could always be seen wearing his signature riding hood. One day, it was decided he would serve as a bodyguard for a young, wealthy woman. She claimed that someone had been harassing her, and it had escalated to the point that she had received a threatening letter in the mail. Testimony from the rich girl. That day, I sat face to face with a steely-eyed police officer. He had paid a visit to my house, inquiring after the recent harassment I had reported.
それで、あなたがどういった嫌がらせを受けているか、詳しくお話を聞かせていただいてもよろしいでしょうか。
So Red Riding Hood is a policeman, huh? Sure thing. I set my cup of tea back on the table and then balled my hands into fists and placed them in my lap. At first I thought it was all in my head. Starting about a month ago, I would get these weird silent calls 2 or 3 times a day. But whenever I would answer the phone, the person would hang up. After that, sometimes I'd be walking down the street and sense someone following me. Or at home, I'd feel like someone was watching me.
あなたの勘違いということは。
What, you think I'm just paranoid? I furrowed my brows.
人間は思い込みが激しい生物です。特に心理的に不安になっている時には神経が過敏になって、普段なら気にならない日常の些細な出来事が気になるものです。
So, if someone tells me a ghost story, my brain would then be more inclined to interpret a harmless prank as paranormal activity?
そうです。
He nodded calmly, then glanced around the room.
あなたはこの広いお屋敷でお一人で暮らしているそうですね。
You've done your homework, I see. Yes, my parents' jobs have been travelling all over the country, so they're hardly ever home. I decided to explain the situation in detail. He must have done a background check on me ahead of time. The police are always so efficient at their jobs.
つまり、あなたは日常的に孤独を感じていたと。
I mean, you're not wrong, but are you trying to suggest I'm a pathological liar or something?
その可能性がないとは限りません。
Evidently, he was probing me for any strange behaviours. I guess that's just how cops operate. Trust but verify and all that. I handed him the letter I had received. So, you think I created this blackmail for attention? Is that it?
これが例の脅迫状ですか。
Indeed it is. Are we getting a translation of this anywhere? There we go. Warning. You know what you did. Now confess or suffer terrible misfortune. I repeat, confess your sin. Next time I won't ask nicely. Signed, the Wolf.
新聞などの切り抜きで作った文章ですね。筆跡がわからないようにしている。念のた。
Why is that? I tilted my head.
わざわざ筆跡も消印もわからないようにしている人物が指紋を残すような失態を犯すとは思えません。
Yeah, maybe. Oh, I see.
それに、あなたの虚言という可能性も低くなった。
Yay! Glad to hear it. I clapped my hands, glad to be freed from suspicion.
この脅迫状は、あの時の罪を認めろなどという非常に曖昧な、当人しかわからないような文章で綴られています。仮にこれがあなたが周囲に構ってほしいと自演したものであれば、あなた自身が明確な方法で殺害されると大げさに書いた方が効果的でしょ
う。Good point. I agree.
ちなみに、この差出人、狼に覚えは？
I'm afraid I don't. I promptly shook my head. I couldn't think of anything I might have done to piss anyone off, much less whoever the wolf was supposed to be.
では、あの時の罪とは何でしょう？
I wish. I shrugged my shoulders.
そうですか。質問を続けます。あなたは誰かに何か恨みを買うような覚えは？
No. I shook my head again.
ですが、この文面からは特定の人物への恨みつらみが感じ取れます。
I nearly shook my head a third time, but managed to stop myself. That's the part I'm not supposed to deny. Yeah. I murmured vaguely and took a sip of my tea.
宛名が書かれていないので、あなた以外に当てられた脅迫状である可能性もありますが。
When I asked them, they all said they couldn't think of anyone.
なるほど。ちなみに、あなたとご家族の関係は良好ですか？
I mean, I like to think so at least.
あなたは年頃のあなたを広い屋敷に一人きりにするようなご両親を恨んではいないのですか？
Not really. Granted, I knew my family situation was uncommon, but as far as I was concerned, I was well provided for. Although they lived in another city and were typically hands-off, I received a hefty allowance from them and was generally allowed to live my life freely. To be honest, this girl's life sounds great. Money, house to herself, right?
そうですか。では、お兄様はどうですか？
My brother?
はい。確か、あなたのお兄様はこの近くに住んでいると伺っておりますが。
The policeman fixed me with a probing look. You see, I have a much older brother. We're the typical nuclear family, perfectly ordinary in every way. Wow, you've really done your homework on me. That's a cop for you, I guess. Anyway, yes, my brother does indeed live nearby. He's so busy with work that he opts to rent an apartment closer to his job rather than deal with the commute all the way from our parents' house.
あなたのお兄様をここに呼ぶことは可能ですか？
For what purpose?
捜査の一環です。
I mulled it over. Perhaps he was having trouble taking me seriously, considering I was only 19. I understand where you're coming from, but I just don't think he'll have time. He's a really busy guy.
妹のあなたが危機的状況だというのにもかかわらずですか？
Nope, he'll just say I'm hallucinating. Wow, lovely brother you got that girl. Lovely brother, huh? He's not really the type to rush over and rescue me, to be honest.
あなたのお兄様は鬼のように冷たい人ですね。
I think Heartless Monster is taking it a little further, right? Oh, he absolutely is. I nodded vigorously.
失礼しました。
The policeman took a sip of his tea. Evidently, he felt his statement was a touch improper for someone of his station.
とりあえず、あなたの家庭環境はかなり特殊なようですね。
Yeah, I get that a lot. For the record, I do have his phone number, so we could try and call him if you like, but I don't think he'll answer. The policeman pulled out his notepad.
一応、控えさせていただいてもよろしいでしょうか。
Oh, sure. I recited my brother's phone number, and the policeman promptly jotted it down.
ありがとうございます。助かりました。
He pocketed his notepad, then turned back to me.
それで、
So, about
嫌がら
this
せの件ですが。
harassment. Oh, that was him, not me. Oops. Right, what do you think I should do?
あなたは何の心配もいりません。あなたの身は私が保証します。
Ooh, how manly. I gave him finger guns. Finger guns, what? A hot guy risking his life to protect his damsel in distress. This is starting to feel like an action movie. I was perhaps not quite as nervous as I should have been, given the situation.
私がここにいるからには、あなたに指一本触れさせません。なので、今日からあなたを24時間監視させていただきます。
That was not what I was expecting. What? As in 24/7? I stared blankly. 24/7 surveillance with no breaks? Is he going to see me doing you know what? And you want to start today? Wait, so does that mean you'll stay here for as long as it takes until the culprit is apprehended?
そうです。
In contrast to my concern, he was entirely unruffled. But I'm a woman and you're a man.
もちろん、プライバシーに関わる部分は、こちらもできる限り配慮します。
Oh good, I get privacy. I'm not sure 24/7 surveillance and privacy go very well together, but... Right. It's not my privacy I'm worried about, per se. This is all too sudden. Is this real life? Look, don't you think this is a little drastic?
何を悠長なことを言っているのですか。あなたは脅迫状まで送られてきた身。何かあってからでは遅いのです。
Right. I nodded reluctantly. Somehow, I don't think he's going to take no for an answer.
あなたに傷一つつくことがないよう、厳重な警護をするよう、上からは言われています。理解してください。あなたを守るためには必要なことです。
He looked directly into my eyes. Will you go along with his suggestion? I don't know if I like this. That seems like a lot. Let's go with no. I don't think that was a really vague threatening message, and I don't think it really warrants this guy living in my house constantly, right? Right? No. I refuse. I shut him down point blank.
では、危険な目に遭わされても良いと。
I never said that. I just want you to find a different solution, that's all. He may be a cop, but regardless, I refuse to let a grown man sleep in my house. It's not safe.
本作戦が現状で最も成功率も安全性も高いわけですが。
Sure, you say that. I don't care. I want a different solution.
その理由は？
He looked directly into my eyes, and I averted my gaze. Because I'm a woman and you're a stranger, an adult male stranger.
なるほど。あなたはやはり自意識過剰のようだ。はっきり言いましょう。私はあなたに興味はない。
Alright. This irked me, to say the least. That doesn't magically make me more comfortable around you. Right? He's a complete and utter stranger. You expect me to be comfortable having a stranger live in my house constantly? I mean, face it. You're just so attractive. Sorry. You're just so attractive. I could not say that with a straight face.
は？
You may not be into me, but I'm totally into you. And if we're left alone together, the blackmail will be the least of my problems. Let's go. That's very forward. That's very, very forward. He stared at me aghast as I raised my fist in declaration. I mean, is this who she is, or is she just trying to put this guy off from doing this? Because it could be either of these things right now.
そうですか。わかりました。あなたがそこまで言うなら、他の案を検討することにします。
Good. grabbed the blackmail letter and awkwardly stuffed it into his pocket. Then he got to his feet and strode to the door. I guess I made him uncomfortable. Wait, what? Hold on, I was just kidding.
それでは失礼します。
He's gone.
うわー、フラグクラッシャーだ。
Who are you and what are you doing in my house? Who's that?
やあ、はじめまして、こんにちは。俺は魔法使いって言います。さっきから見てたけど、なんでせっかくの機会を自ら棒に振っちゃうのかな。そんなんじゃ恋も何も始まらないよ。どうしたの？
I get it now. You're my stalker.
失礼な、違うよ。
I mean, he just turned up at my house out of nowhere. It's a reasonable explanation. But you just said you were watching me.
それはそうだけど、いやでも違うんだって。なんていうか、物陰から君のことを見守っていたというか、なんというか。
That kinda sounds like a stalker. He's right here, officer!
ああ、わ、ダメ、やめて。
I don't trust you.
違うよ、信じて。
Fine, I'll trust you. So what are you doing here? Oh god, you're not here to kill me, are you?
全然信じてない。ああ、もういいよ。とりあえずやり直しで。
Start what over exactly?
ハッピーエンドを目指してやり直すんだよ。
Oh, I see. We're breaking the fourth wall here. That doesn't answer my question. What I want to know is, what do you expect me to redo? Wait, I get it. You dodged the question because you don't want to tell me.
That's right! その洞察力で正解を導き出してほしいわけだけど、無理か。まあでも、とりあえず今回はダメだったってことで。はい、やり直し。
Oops. Is that an ending?
Little town is working in the dark. Shadow from the mouse. Elephant is dancing on top of my palm. Tapping so nicely. Look at this, look at that. Fish is crossing the black sand. Hey, look here, hey, look there. Bird is dreaming in the sand. I am on my way, having happy songs and never go down. One of them I got here is a cat that's berry from a tree. Shine with my little playmate. I am on my way, having happy songs and never go down. One of them I go, where is the sea? I have been looking for nowhere to know, no I can never go. I can't find closer to deity. Shadow from the mouse, elephant dance, use the top of my palm. Tapping so nicely, dear friends, wait for me. Don't ever let go of a dream. Dear friends, wait for me. Don't ever let go of the dream.
Oh, yep. That was an ending. Um, now, myself I was only going to play until I got an ending. I guess I'm gonna to break my own rules and just go back in because that I don't think we should just stop there, right? Yeah, I'm gonna break my own rules. Let's go back in because I think we need to play more than just like an introduction. Let's go back in. So I'll be jumping on that autosave there. Right. Okay. Will I go along with this suggestion? Okay, apparently the answer has to be yes to actually continue the story. So let's do that. Very well then. I'm in your care, officer. I got to my feet and held my hand out for a handshake. As a helpless maiden threatened by some unknown menace known only as the Wolf, I could use all the help I could get. He followed suit, rising to his feet.
ああ、申し遅れました。私は警視庁捜査一課赤ずきんと申します。
He inclined his head politely. Red, is it? Nice to meet you. I wiggled my hand, subtly prompting him to shake it, but he simply disregarded it after a glance. Oh, yeah, my name is...
存じております。ミス・アリス。
Well, now we're introduced, so... now what? If he was going to be observing me 24/7, then we needed to get him all settled in. Oh, that's right. Will you need to go home and pack a change of clothes?
心配ありません。必要最低限の荷物は持ってきました。
Oh, I guess you thought ahead. That was the moment I noticed the gingham baskets on the floor next to him. Wow, that's cute. Not sure I was expecting that from Mr. Serious Business. Oh, right. Seeing as you'll be staying here, would you like me to include you in my meals?
いえ、結構です。そちらに関しても、こちらで用意しております。
Alright, rude. Wow, you've really thought ahead. I glanced back at the basket. How can it possibly hold all of that? What about showers? Instead of arguing the point, I decided to move on.
水道水を頭からかぶるか。それがダメなら、当分の間入りません。
Okay, look, I'm more than willing to let you borrow the tub, so please go ahead and use it whenever you want. Seriously. Sorry, but I can't have you going without showers for who knows how long.
では、後でシャワーをお貸し願えますか？
Yeah, it's perfectly fine. Please be clean. Evidently, he knew better than to fight me on this one. By all means, please do. Now, as for your sleeping arrangements...
心配いりません。外で寝るつもりです。
In winter?
構いません。
Well, I do. You'll die out there. This is even worse than the no showers thing. We have plenty of guest rooms here. You can just use one of those.
私は客人ではありません。
Yes, but also no. Kind of? Same difference. Come on, no need to be shy, alright? I smiled at him.
遠慮しているわけではありませんが。
But he denied it outright. At this point, I was starting to think maybe he wanted to stay as far away from me as possible. Look, did I do something wrong? Do you just hate the idea of being around me more than necessary? I figured I may as well ask him directly. And yet...
好き嫌いの問題ではありません。あなたを守ることが私の任務ですから。
Okay, but what part of that means you have to sleep outside? Is he really that worried about infringing on my privacy?
ミス・アリス。あなたは私のことは気になさらず、お好きなように行動してください。
struggled to keep the sarcasm out of my voice. For the sake of my own self-esteem, I'm just going to assume he's trying to be a respectful house guest. Am I still allowed to go outside and stuff?
もちろん。あなたの行動を制限する行為はしないつもりです。ただし、
Is that not a limitation in and of itself? What happened to not infringing on my privacy? So much for that, I guess.
なぜです？
I don't think you can reasonably expect me to carry on with my daily life if you're going to be breathing down my neck the whole time.
そうですか。
Red didn't seem particularly bothered by this. He took a sip of his tea. Would you like a refill?
いえ、結構です。
He set his teacup back onto the saucer, sat up straight and folded his hands in his lap. I got the distinct sense he was prepared to go without tea for the rest of his life if it meant sparing me the inconvenience. What is with this guy? You know, you're a very guarded person. I bet you must get that a lot.
隙があっては職務に差し障ります。
Yes. I won't argue there, but still. As I trailed off, Red promptly changed the subject.
他に何か質問は？
Do I compliment his outfit or mention that his clothes are unique? Well, one of those seems ruder than the other. It is very unique though, wearing a red hood over a policeman's uniform. Let's be nice about it. What a lovely outfit. You wear it well.
それはどうも。
His composure didn't waver, so I pressed on. Why do you wear that riding hood anyway?
いけませんか？
No, of course not. Oh, I know. Is red your favorite color?
それと今回のことについて何か関係があるのでしょうか？ありませんよね。よって質問は却下します。
You're the one who asked me to ask you.
何か？
Nothing at all. Having lost the will to argue with him, I slumped my shoulders. He was so frigid, he was practically sub-zero. Feeling like an intruder in my own house, I got to my feet, and he followed suit.
どこへ？
To my room. I sniffed sadly. I wanted a moment to myself, alone.
そうですか。では私もお供します。
What? I stared at him blankly.
言ったでしょう。私はあなたを護衛するためにあなたを24時間監視すると。
Constant 24-hour surveillance, except for the fact where he said he's going to sleep outside. Wait, so you're just going to follow me around the house all day?
もちろんそうです。何か問題ありますか？
Save me. In the end, I decided to stay in the living room. If I couldn't have any alone time, then there was no point going to my room in the first place. Now it was time for dinner. Are you sure you won't have dinner with me?
はい、必要ありません。
The table was laden with nice dishes. Fish, potatoes, rice, and a freshly mixed salad with creamy homemade dressing. Naturally, it was all for me. I mean, don't get me wrong, I was more than happy to cook for both of us, but as you can see, he refused to allow it. Instead, he just stood on the opposite side of the room, his hands folded behind his back like a mafia bodyguard. Surely we can come to some kind of compromise here. Look, if you won't let me cook for you, will you at least eat your food at the table with me?
なぜですか？
Eating alone is depressing. That's definitely the choice here. I feel like he would like it's more efficient, but honestly, just eating on my own with someone watching me is like, because eating alone is depressing.
私はこの場にいますが。
Only to miss the point. Oh, right. In that case, because it's more efficient. I changed tack on the spot. Think about it. I'm going to be dragging you all over the place with my own schedule. Plus, I'm more of the spontaneous type, so I might change up my plans entirely on a whim. With that in mind, don't you think it'll save time in the long run if you plan your meal breaks around mine? Red seemed inclined to agree with this.
確かに一理ありますね。わかりました。では、今後そのようにしましょう。
But just as I heaved a sigh of relief at my narrow victory, he pulled a cylindrical object out of his basket. Is that a tin can?
はい。
That's not your dinner for tonight, is it?
はい。どのような状況でも持ち運びやすく、簡便かつ衛生的な食べ物です。
Oh, this guy. The label on the can read mackerel. Why is mackerel in a cylindrical can? They're not usually cylindrical, right? What a coincidence. I'm having fish tonight too.
はい。
Do you have anything else to go with that?
それは白米のことですか？それならばありませんが。
Are you sure that'll be enough to fill you up?
ご心配なく。
You don't eat this for every meal of every day, do you?
はい。
What? Don't you ever get tired of it?
肉と魚とバリエーションはあります。
That's not really the point here. How many kinds of meat are we talking?
ですから、肉と魚の2種類です。
After a long silence, I turned to him with pleading eyes. I'm only saying this because I care about you as a fellow human being. Please just eat my cooking, it's for your own good. Here, have a seat. I might not have much to offer you tonight, but going forward, I'll factor you into all of my meal planning. I got to my feet and put my apron back on.
必要ありません。
Oh, for crying out loud, why are you so stubborn? Apparently his curt response had struck a nerve.
それはこちらのセリフです。
His icy tone put a damper on my spirits. Fortunately, it's extinguished my anger as well. He's right, I'm the one who keeps trying to force him against his will. I'm sorry, I know I'm being obnoxious. I really don't mean to jump down your throat about this. Sorry.
気にしていません。
Oh, cool. So, does that mean I can keep on being obnoxious? At my challenge, Red's eyes narrowed. In response, I smirked. It was possible he would start to hate my guts, but that was a risk I was prepared to take. Look, Red, are you absolutely sure you won't eat my cooking?
どうしても食べるつもりはありません。
But I want you to eat it.
なぜあなたが私に強いるのか理由がわかりません。
Isn't it obvious? I want to get you to know you better.
相手に無理強いすることは嫌われる行為だとわからないのですか？
Oh, I'm aware. I'm just choosing to do it anyway. It's a risk I'm willing to take. The question is, do you understand why I'm willing to risk it? What's the best word to describe this situation? Stalemate? Touch and go? You want to have a glaring contest with me? Well, knock yourself out. Fair warning, though. I'm not going down. Sure enough, after a period of prolonged eye contact, Red averted his gaze.
わかりました。これ以上あなたと争っていても不毛だと。
I'm glad you understand. I tied my apron strings, all the while fist pumping internally. Okay, I'll whip you up something real quick. Just sit tight. I turned and headed for the kitchen as fast as my feet could carry me.
あなたの分が冷めますよ。
I don't mind. Just then, I stopped and turned back. Actually, I've got an idea. How about you eat the food on the table there? That way we'll both get to have a hot meal. See? Very efficient.
そうですね。
He sighed, got to his feet, and sat in my chair instead.
それでは、いただきます。
Sure thing. Bon appetit. Red proceeded to eat my cooking in perfect silence
何か
until he noticed my gaze. You wear your riding hood when you eat, too?
はい。
Is he hiding something under that hood? How do you feel about him wearing his hood at the dinner table? It's impolite, or who cares? I mean, who cares, really? There's like only two of us here. Oh, cool. After a moment, he fell still.
ミス・アリスは料理がお得意なんですか？
Huh? Oh, I don't know if I'm skilled at it, but I do like it. It kind of feels like I'm doing science, you know? Plus, once you're done, you get to eat a tasty meal. At his question, I began to babble excitedly.
そうですか。
Yeah! I finished my speech with a bright smile. And that's where the conversation ended. So, what brought that on?
特に意味はありません。
Does he not like my cooking or something? Oh. It was the first time he'd asked me a personal question, but that happiness was short-lived. I can't back down here, otherwise we won't get anywhere. I need to keep asking questions until something sticks. Do you like it?
おいしいと答えれば気がお済みですか？
Generally, it's helpful to motivate the cook with a few words of encouragement. Insults can be sexy too, if that's your game.
なるほど。あなたは何も言われないことが一番答えるということですね。
Bingo.
私にはあなたのモチベーションなど関係ありません。
Ouch. Stone cold. It felt like a blizzard had descended on the dining room. Oh, that reminds me. I hastily changed tack. Do you have a favorite food?
特にありません。
Are you sure? I feel like you hesitated for a second there.
そんなことより、ご自身の食事は良いのですか？
At this, I realized I'd forgotten to start cooking. You're right. Okay, I'm gonna cook something. You take your time, all right? Oh, and feel free to have seconds.
はい。
This is heaven. Relaxing under the hot water, I could feel the fatigue melt away. Phew, I guess this is the only time of day I'll get any peace.
何か言いましたか？
I could hear Red on the other side of the bathroom door. Nope, nothing at all.
何か異常があれば言ってください。すぐに駆けつけます。
I appreciate the offer, but I can't have you rushing in here or else you'll see me naked. This time I made sure to keep my voice down so he wouldn't hear. True to his word, Red hasn't left my side for the entire day. Although he had at least given me the dignity of remaining faithfully outside the door as I changed and bathed. He's a good guy, though. He was a stubborn man who often took things to their logical extremes, but I could tell he was serious about protecting me from the wolf. Phew, I feel so refreshed. Drying my wet hair, I stepped into the hallway to find Red standing there. Your turn. I gestured to the bathroom, but he shook his head.
私は一日おきで構いません。
Well, I do mind, and I refuse to compromise with you on the issue. I glared up at him, and he looked away.
わかりました。では、シャワーをお借りします。
Sure, go for it. Once he shut the door, I started to head for the living room. But before I got there, I suddenly remembered a critical issue. He doesn't have a towel. I was so used to living here alone, I'd forgotten what it was like to have a guest over. Without a towel, Red would be forced to drip dry. I turned and headed for the linen closet. Yep, you gotta get your guest a towel. Back at the bathroom. Red, are you already in the tub? Carrying a fresh towel over one arm, I knocked on the door. No response. Can I come in? Oh gosh, but what if he's in the middle of changing? I pressed my ear to the door, but I couldn't hear anything. Convinced that he must already be in the tub, I put my hand on the doorknob. That really doesn't seem... I'm coming in. Whoa! All of a sudden the door whipped open and I staggered forward.
大丈夫ですか?
Yeah, I'm fine. I hastily straightened up. Sure enough, he was completely clothed. What the? How did you finish that quickly? Or did you not get in yet?
お借りしました。おかげでさっぱりしました。
How fast does this guy shower? How did he dry himself? How? How could he have finished within the few minutes it took me to get to the linen closet and back? Talk about a quick dip. Upon further inspection, I noticed that the strands of hair peeking out from under his hood were dripping wet. You're soaked. Sure enough, here he is, drip drying. In his clothes?
すみません。タオルが見つからなかったので。
Please, use this. I put the towel over his head and moved to dry him off. But instead he chucked away from me, taking the towel with him.
自分で拭くので結構です。
Oh, he's hiding something under that hood, alright. Okay. With nothing left for my hand to do, I lowered it awkwardly. Meanwhile, Red reached under his riding hood to dry himself off, a feat that took considerable talent. Then he looked at the floor in surprise.
床を濡らしてしまいました。すみません。後で拭いておきます。
Don't worry about it, I can take care of it.
ですが、
Your first priority should be to get those clothes dry. Go stand by the living room fireplace.
わかりました。
Once the bathroom was all cleaned up, I returned to the living room to find Red kneeling by the hearth. Here, drink this. It'll warm you up. I offered him the mug in my hand.
頼んでいませんが。
Consider it a little freebie.
ありがとうございます。良い香りですね。花の匂いだ。
It's chamomile tea. Do you like it?
ええ。まあ。
He lowered his gaze to the mug of tea. Interesting. I hadn't expected that. I didn't know many guys who liked herbal tea. My brother had once called it disgusting. And I certainly wasn't expecting Red to be one of them. When I sat down next to him, he scooted a few inches away. This gesture actually hurt my feelings quite a bit, but I was never going to survive this forced cohabitation if I let these microaggressions get to me. Instead, I scrutinized him, looking for potential topics of conversation. The glow of the fire gently illuminated his face, drinking herbal tea while listening to the crackle of the firewood. This is the life. Are your clothes dry?
はい。おかげさまで。
He spoke without looking at me. That's good. But just so we're clear, you better sleep in the house tonight, okay?
それは
When he finally turned to look at me, I offered him a bright smile. On the off chance you were to get pneumonia, it would impact your work performance. Over the course of our short time together thus far, I had learned to appeal to his rationality. Sure enough, he pursed his lips, then sighed.
そうですね。わかりました。気を使わせてしまい申し訳ございません。以後このような失態がないよう気をつけます。
Relax, would you? I sighed and shook my head. You don't need to be so stiff with me. It's just going to make me feel awkward.
善処します。
Thank you. Sitting at my vanity, I was brushing my hair when I heard a knock at the door. Come in.
失礼します。
As soon as he walked in, Red went to open the window and check outside. A gust of cool night air rushed into the room, sending my sleepiness packing.
外も見回りましたが、特に異常はないようですね。
Gotcha, thanks. He closed the window. Meanwhile, I turned around in my chair to face him. So, are you going to spend the night in my room? Why would I ask him that? Because he was the one who suggested it, of course. Hard to believe, isn't it? First he claimed he was going to sleep outside, and now this.
当然です。何か問題がありますか？
Yeah, that is a significant difference from I'll sleep outside to I'm going to sleep in your bedroom. Right? He looked at me like I'd grown a second head, a look I returned in full force. I'm pretty sure anyone would have at least a few misgivings about a man and a woman sharing a room at night.
ですが、外からあなたを見守れないとなると、部屋の中であなたを見守るしか。
I mean, he's got a point. He tilted his head in contemplation. I don't really understand his logic, but then again, I'm not a cop. Well, if it doesn't bother you, then I guess it doesn't bother me either.
そうですか。
As I climbed into bed, Fred sat down on a chair near the window. You're going to sleep there?
ええ。ここにいれば、いかなる時にでも対処しやすいです。
Doesn't feel like it's going to be very comfortable to sleep in a chair, right? It doesn't look comfortable.
こういった体勢には慣れています。
Will you let him sleep by the window? Invite him to bed, give him a blanket, or change the subject? Don't think he's gonna take the blanket. Blanket is the most sensible option here, probably. In that case, here. I got up and pulled one of the blankets off my bed to give to him instead.
あなたが風邪をひいてしまいますよ。
Believe it or not, I've never even had a cold in all my life. Wow. I was lying, of course.
せっかくのご好意ですが、お断りします。
Rude. He pushed the blanket away. They really ought to have a name for this archetype. I dubbed the Frigidere. Who's going to protect me if you freeze to death in your sleep? Wait, I get it. This is one of those scenarios where I have to warm you up myself, isn't it? I clapped my hands in understanding, and a split second later, Red had wrapped himself up in the blanket.
毛布で結構です。
Oh, darn. I shrugged and crawled back into bed.
感謝します。ミス・アリス。
No problem. Lying down in bed, I continued to chat with Red for a bit. Today was pretty uneventful, huh?
油断は禁物です。相手がいつ、どこから現れ、どのようなことを仕掛けてくるともわかりません。
Like an assassin.
はい。
You're You're a cop, right? What sorts of criminals have you gone up against in the course of your career? Just so we're clear, I'm only asking about your track record so I can build a sense of trust with you.
よく覚えていません。
You don't remember. Really?
はい。私にとって事件は日常であり、さまつな出来事です。
Wow. I raised my eyebrows in surprise. Then I noticed him staring at me. What?
いえ、
He averted his gaze for a moment, then glanced back at me.
お会いした時から思っていましたが、あなたは不安ではないのですか？あなたは狼にストーカーまがいの行為をされながら脅迫状まで送りつけられたのですよ。狼に何をされるのか不安に思ったりしないのですか？
At this, I laughed. Of course not. After all, I've got you. A brief silence fell between us until it broke once more. Tell me, Red, how do you think I feel about all this?
この状況を楽しんでいるかのように見えます。
That's a reasonable. I laughed nervously. Well, I can't pretend it isn't kind of fun. This kind of thing doesn't happen every day, you know?
そうですか。私の一連の行為はあなたにとって迷惑なのではないかと思っていましたが、
Same, actually.
必要な行為とはいえ、何かとご不便をおかけすることは申し訳なく思っています。
Don't be silly, you're protecting me after all. And like I said, I really appreciate you being here.
そうですか。
Yes, I do. And that was where that conversation ended. After a pause, I decided to ask a different question. You know, Red, ever since I got that blackmail letter, I've been thinking, maybe I ruined somebody's life.
しかし、どうしても思い当たらない。
Right. If I could, I would have told you about it by now. Tell me, Red, what is sin to you?
罪ですか？それは犯罪を犯すことです。
So, committing a crime, in other words, well, I definitely don't recall doing anything like that. Oh, but I've been known to tell little white lies on occasion. If I'm late for school, sometimes I tell my teacher my alarm clock was broken.
その理屈で言えば、私も罪を犯しています。
I guess most people would have, really.
そういうことになるでしょう。法律にも限度があります。すべてを規制してしまったら自由がなくなる。問題なのはその大小、罪の重さです。
And the heaviest sin would be to murder someone?
どうでしょう。法律で言えば国家を陥れることのようですが。
Oh, you mean like inducement of foreign aggression? In other words, the crime of secretly communicating with other countries in order to start fights. Also known as warmongering. War doesn't pick and choose its victims. Can't say I'm a fan personally.
よくご存知で。
I giggled. How do they describe the severity? Sorry, how do they decide the severity in each crime anyway? I probed for his opinion.
個人によってもたらされた損害がどの程度のものなのか、あとはその行為がなぜどのように行われたのかということを客観的に判断した結果でしょう。それこそ先ほどから出ている法律や規律という言葉。
I see. So the antonym of crime isn't justice, but laws and regulations?
そういうことになるのかもしれません。
I see. So that's your outlook, huh? I ruminated on this for a moment.
あなたは難しいことを考えるのですね。
You think so?
寝る前に考えすぎるといつまで経っても眠れませんよ。
Will you stay awake with me until then?
当然です。私はあなたを守るためにここにいるのですから。
I wonder how he plans to protect me if he's also going to sleep. You mean it?
はい。
You won't be nervous?
常に冷静に対処できるよう努めております。
I see. Well, for the record, I'm pretty nervous.
あなたには傷一つつけさせません。なので安心して眠ってください。
That wasn't what I meant. Okay, I'm counting on you. Night night. I slowly closed my eyes.
おやすみなさい。
In the darkness, his voice was gentle, guiding me to slumberland. You know what? With the start of a new day there in the game, that feels like a good point to end the stream. So, I'm gonna call it there. Thank you for coming along and hanging out with me. If you've enjoyed your time, please consider subscribing or following me on Twitter. The schedule for next week will be posted on Twitter soon. And I'll see you again another time. Alright then, Kalla signing off. Bye.